Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to this episode of Nonsensical Knowledge. I'm here with my man Ray Sauce and our very special guest, my brother, my man Irv Ackerman. What's good, boys?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up?
What it is. Irv, just a little closer on the mic if you can. Let me see.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
I'll move up. This is my first time.
Nah, it's good, it's good, bro.
We'll break you in, bro.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, man. It takes a little getting used to. So what's good? How is everybody, man? Irv, congratulations on the baby.
Thank
the
you.
new baby.
Thank you.
2 beautiful children.
Yes, too, man.
Exciting.
Crazy.
You got your hands full now,
Yeah.
doggy.
Yeah, I survived quarantine in the hospital when he was delivered.
Yeah, dude, that was so scary, man.
4 days in one room, bro.
Oof.
I gotta ask,
Can't
how,
even take a walk in the hallway.
yeah, how nerve wracking was that though?
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Considering they told us that they wasn't treating COVID patients at that hospital.
No way.
So day 2, the janitor comes in the room and she's like leaning on her cart. She's like, "Whoa, I'm so tired." But like, from what? She's like, cleaning the COVID rooms.
What?
Oh, so they
What do
hit
you
Hit you
mean?
with some bullshit.
Bro.
Oh my god,
Bro, it just wrecked me, man.
So now, in what type of proximity was it, like to where you guys were, like the child labor?
So the delivery was its own wing, and so everybody that was delivering babies or had babies had to stay in their room.
Right.
So you couldn't like walk in the hallway or come
Oof.
out. So 4 days, no windows. You got a window, but it's not open.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I'm in there like,
Can't be
People
open
jump
those,
out.
right?
yeah, nah, and I'm looking, bro. Like, I'm bouncing off the wall, bro. Like, people coming in the room all the time. Some wearing masks, some not wearing masks.
So scary,
I'm like,
bro.
come on, bro.
So
like,
scary.
It was,
dude.
yeah, that was nuts, man.
Like, I mean, that's insane, dude. Because like, you're giving birth to new life, and you got like, this is so close, and then you're telling people it's not there.
Yeah, that's
Like,
shady,
that's
bro.
shady, bro.
Well, why would you even do that? Why would you expect? Yeah,
Well,
I
think
don't-
about it
I
like
don't
this, though.
understand.
We'll get into this more later, but at the same time, dude, they're saying hospitals are fucking empty. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. Like, I've driven by a couple, dude. And
But
they're
why
just,
give that? I'm just wondering why give that false information and then be like,
Well, they
oh,
want you to
let me
keep
hit you with it
having
while you're
babies.
3 days in.
That wasn't good. So now I'm like, are you using the same mop? Like,
Yeah.
are you know what I mean? Did you change your clothes when you came in?
And
Like,
that's a legitimate question.
it's like, what's up? And then I'm like, did they change the air filters to circulated air I'm breathing? Like,
Yeah.
it-
Well, that's what I mean. You got the system of just pumping air back in.
it's just like, I'm right under the vent
Ooh.
too, where I'm sleeping on this old ass 60s couch.
Yeah, bro. My brother JR, his daughter was running a super high fever, dude, and they had to go to Albany Med, bro. Like, so like what was crazy about it was like this is like in the middle, like they're still building shit out in front of Albany Med, and I was like, listen, bro, I can give you a ride there, but I like once she's in there and
No, you're not going in.
it's too
bro.
much, dude. It's too
You're
much.
not going in.
Yeah, and
It's yeah, it's wild, bro. It's wild. I'm like, you gotta be, but we made it through. You know what I
Good,
mean?
dude,
And
good.
we're up out of there. Everybody's healthy.
and let me tell you, man, little homie is beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous
Thank
kid,
you.
man.
Yeah, it looks healthy and happy. Seen
Yeah.
a post earlier.
He seems super smart
He
already,
is,
dude.
man. He is.
Good.
I already talked to his inner man.
yeah, dude. And also, sorry to hear about the death of your father, bro.
Yes.
The passing of your dad.
Yeah.
It's obviously a tough process
That's
to
the
go through.
trifecta, bro. That's like crammed into 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
my dad dies, have a son, like COVID, working from home,
It's
like
gotta-
But
It's
the
gotta
universe,
kinda feel
bro.
like a
Running
little
it.
like
Yeah,
full circle thing, though, right? Huh?
I was telling Ed, like my dad just did a loop,
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean, in
Yeah.
the universe, and was like, now I'm healthy.
Right. Yeah.
Brand new body.
Rebirth.
What's up? Let's party.
Yeah.
let's party. Watch when he puts you in one of those Aikido moves. Well, that's how you're gonna know. He's gonna be pissing you off one day, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, time out," and he's just gonna be like, "What?" Steven Seagal, bro.
Yeah, who's in timeout?
Yo, no shit. Steven Seagal like trained at the dojo my pops came up under in
No
in
fucking
Manhattan,
way.
right?
No shit.
So he was training like in the 80s.
He's a legit badass, bro.
He's
in
legit,
Aikido, yeah.
but he was like fuck to you know the sensei, like
What?
like fuck
Ooh,
you,
Seagal?
Seagal, like I do my own shit, like
Oh,
and you don't
shit.
roll.
He
It's
went
like,
under
it's like
siege on him.
people earn their rights. So you got
Yeah.
the sensei, and then you got all his top instructors, and you got him like I'm gonna come through like in class and break you guys down. No, you're not.
No,
You're
no,
not.
You're not.
So
Did he put him down? Did the sensei put him down?
They put him down, bro.
Good for him.
So he broke off
Fuck that dude.
and started his own thing, which was fine, and he did good for himself.
Seagal,
you know what I
right?
mean? Yeah.
Dude, from what I understand is like he's like a fucking legend over in like the shit. I don't want to misquote the country, but somewhere where Aikido is fucking huge.
Japan.
It might be
Probably
like
Japan.
he runs or has a dojo there or
Mm.
something like that, and yeah, dude, he's a fucking cop now and shit,
Yeah,
and like
yeah, it's
he like told on the mob.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Yeah, dude.
The mob was definitely trying to extort him. I remember that.
He did,
They
bro.
bankrolled a couple of his movies.
Yeah,
you know?
what's crazy too is like my pops had like he could be 7th dan, he was a 6th dan. That's the levels, and the head of he's like top notch, bro.
No
Around
shit.
the world, everybody like Sensei
That's
Irv,
so
Sensei
cool.
Irv, you know what I mean? Like
That's
has
so
his
cool,
own
dude.
own legit style and shit.
That's so cool.
But in Japan, they're super racist.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like so
naturally.
they're sunning them. Like
Hey, yo,
make
bro.
him wait an extra 2 years to get like
What?
and then give it to him, and he's like,
Come on, bro.
I already had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I already built that.
Yeah, I already had it 2 years ago, but that shit was crazy.
That's shitty, bro. Because usually, typically in those combat sports, bro, there's a camaraderie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a certain level, but I mean, of course, there's the cultural divide.
It becomes
you know what I
violent.
mean?
It's all of the systems have the same people in them.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Same type of people.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's intense, man, and especially when you're really good at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you should have that recognition. That's earned, bro. You fall for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he wasn't like he did his own thing, bro. He was more about his peoples and
Good.
just spreading the art. It wasn't
Good.
about politics. So he was good money.
Good.
He did
Good,
he
man.
did his thing.
It's
Yeah.
good, man. That's fucking awesome, bro. So, moving along, well, yo, bro. So, outside of those fucking things that happened in a recently short period of time, bro, what the fuck is going on in the world, Irv? Irv, what the fuck is up?
I need a long nap, bro.
yo,
Crazy.
bro, dude, it's like it's fucking intense
Unfortunately, I
out
think
there.
that's all you're allowed to do nowadays is take a nap, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
right? Take a nap.
You know,
Anyway.
fuck, dude. But like, seriously though, there's a lot of shit going on out there. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like,
it's like, I mean, even from started with the Kobe shit, if you think about it.
yeah.
Like, that shit was tragic. That shit was fucked with all of our mental and our
Yeah.
consciousness at one time, bro. Like, I was really wrecked. Not so much like,
Yeah.
oh, Kobe. I was on Kobe's dick or not like that, but
No,
That was my
but
boy. I grew up with him.
yeah, like, you know, I don't
Right.
know the motherfucker, but
No, but that was an influential person
Yes.
coming up,
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
for a lot of people.
for
Yeah.
mad years.
I
like,
agree. I 100%
you know?
agree, bro. And it compounded with the death of his daughter and the other people that were on that helicopter.
Yes,
It's-
rest in peace.
It fucking sad, bro.
Rest in peace.
Sad. You know, that was huge, dude. That was like, grand scheme of things. Do you think, like, I mean, I'm not sure that I'm gonna point that as like a distraction for us, but
Mhm.
like, why was that helicopter allowed to fly on that day? You know what I mean? Like, not even the LA County Sheriff's Office was, you know what I mean? Like, was flying that day. You know what I mean?
Well, my opinion to that is, you know, I mean, how many people are going to sit there and tell Kobe no?
True that.
True.
You know what I mean?
In LA too.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Nah, you know what?
fucking
Nah,
legend.
Kobe.
Nah,
That's
Kobe.
a
you're
hard
dead.
no.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not flying your helicopter.
Right.
Kobe's smart too, bro. Kobe, I
Real
feel like
smart.
Kobe be like, nah, it's kind of crazy, but
Yeah. Well, apparently his helicopter use had stemmed from like him sitting in cars, a car ride for super long periods of time, and not being able to like to get to the stadium and be fresh.
Yeah.
Like had take longer to
See?
warm up and shit.
If Elon Musk built that Hyperloop,
Oh, dude, you don't think that shit's happening already?
yeah, he is. I mean, Kobe
It's
could have hopped
happening.
on the Hyperloop and been
Yeah,
good.
bro. Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah, it's so like that. There was I'm not sure which happened first, dude, but like there was the Amazon was on fire. The fucking, you know what I mean? There was nuclear talks. There was fucking, you know what I
Yes.
mean? There was
How about Australia? Australia
no,
basically burning
bro. That's what I'm saying.
whole
though.
country.
It's just like so. Look at all these things, right? And then it's like all of the, Ray and I talked on one episode about all the earthquakes, bro. Like the Puerto Rican earthquakes, dude. Something like 500 earthquakes in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, devastation, bro. Like there's so much shit going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that seemed like in a straight line too. It was coming like from the Pacific all the way up into the Dakotas and stuff. It was a weird coincidence how that was how it was mapped the way that was working.
Yeah. So what do you guys think is going on? Do you think this is like Earth actually just like cleansing itself in a sense, or because like now there has been theories too that we can manipulate shit like the weather. We can send.
Oh, yeah.
We can
we
manipulate
definitely can.
earthquakes and
Yeah.
shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So in the grand scheme of things, with everything that's been happening, dude, and COVID's been the latest thing. Like Ray said, the Amazon fires, Kobe Bryant, bro, the impeachment, fucking, you know what I mean?
Bro.
That
The
impeachment shit
Epstein
was a
murder,
shame.
bro. Like
Yeah,
what?
Epstein. Yeah.
Like all of this shit is pretty fucking like
2020,
huge, dude.
2020 is
Huge.
going hard body, bro.
Yeah,
2020 is trying to get
it's
remembered.
Like the pace is rapid. It might be. I mean, we're all connected now, bro. So it might just be.
That it's all there.
Yeah,
in your face,
it's just all there.
More noticeable. Yeah.
I mean that makes sense, dude. But at the same time, bro, it's like how rapid it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they're not focusing, like Ray, we said the last episode, they're not focusing on any one thing too long. It's like, oh, okay, well, fucking boom, here's the Epstein thing. You know what I mean? Now that obviously was a sham. They fucked that one right up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they rush it in with all this other stuff. Like, oh shit, now you don't even hear about it anymore. Like there's nothing in the
bro,
news. There's
no.
you know what I mean? Look at the Harvey Weinstein thing. Like he got convicted. Gone.
He's like 100 news stories deep, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I can't. I don't have time to go back to Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
well,
no, for
that's
real,
what he's
though.
saying though. With all this shit that
Yeah.
just comes pouring
you
out,
like
you can't keep
you
up with
can't
nothing.
keep up, bro.
You can't keep up.
You can't keep up.
And so that's my question is, do you think that this is like, is this planned? Like, is this just like the time 2020 is the fucking year the wheels fall off, or like, is
think-
it?
I don't know, man. I feel like part of it is programmed because you figure they're like, okay, every 100 years we're gonna do this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, is it the natural cycle, or are these bankers and people in power with money, coordinating some of it? Which
Right.
they definitely are.
Absolutely. Yeah,
They,
for
they,
sure.
they have their G20s and all that,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's what was crazy about the European Union shit. Like,
Yeah.
now for everybody listening, is just like I knew what the European Union was, but like I didn't like I was like whatever, dude. I didn't really do a lot of research on
Yeah.
it. And then just today in my travels, I was like, all right, what's up with this Brexit shit? You know what I mean? And fucking sure enough, dude, it's like, yo, it's like they're taking all of these countries that are sovereign entities, like they're sovereign countries, they're their own thing, and putting them under this umbrella and making them states. Member states, right? They create their own they create their own currency,
the euro.
the euro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything is regulated. It's a new set of laws, all this other shit. That's crazy to me, because it's like, how do you take all of these sovereign entities and just put them all under one flag? That screams one world order.
One world order.
You know what I mean? Like a new world order, bro. That screams.
They kind of sold it like, oh, we could protect ourselves from Russia better together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's supposed to be like a trade thing.
well,
Like
you got
it's
NATO too, so
What?
you got EU, you got NATO
Yeah.
over it too, like the military arm, like so many levels. How can everybody, you get a rogue general here or a rogue person there, like,
And it's all agenda based,
it's all
bro.
agenda based, bro.
It's all agenda. It's somebody that ran for office that got put somewhere that is now pulling strings. But it's like, so like for me, it's like, all right, so you would take Europe and make it like the United States? Like these are all, they're not countries anymore.
Well,
they're just member states. Like or are they still sovereign? Like
they're still their countries in name.
so they get to keep their name.
They keep their name.
Their borders.
Their
fake borders.
Yeah, their borders. What you could go anywhere. You know, you don't even have to have a passport to bounce around.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You know what? You know what wrecked them, bro? When
wrecked them, damn near killed them.
They wrecked them when Obama and Hillary destroyed the Middle East.
Oh, for sure.
You know, they wreaked havoc on it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Syria.
Yeah, Iraq.
Oh, dude. Like, and this goes back all of these people, but
for sure.
The amount of homeless and refugees that were created that flooded Europe, bro.
Oh my God.
Like
dude.
Straight boatloads,
Exodus, bro.
Like, hold this, Europe. We're gonna destabilize here.
Yep.
You're gonna get flooded. The number one name, baby name is Muhammad. Like it's like
in Europe.
Yeah, bro.
Get out of here.
And actually last year was the first year in the United States Muhammad was
shit.
Top. Check that out.
No
bro.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty crazy, man. It fucking sucks, man. Because I got into this conversation with somebody. I'm gonna dive down a rabbit hole a little bit. But how like the United States in every sense is a Christian nation, in every fucking sense. Yeah, sure, we have everything here, but at the same time, it's God this, God that, and God we trust. You know what I mean? It's Christian in principle. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the Middle East is Muslim. You know what I mean? And there's this age-old beef, bro.
Age-old beef.
You know, and it's like
I still can't believe it's going on.
Yeah, dude, thousands of years.
Just like, bro, enough.
Come on.
Enough, bro.
Let these people live, bro.
I know.
And then it's how you create terrorism. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, yeah, we're Americans, dude. We're supposed to fly this banner.
No, they were like, Obama was like blowing up weddings, bro. Like, and he's a cool dude. Like, he's a person, whatever. But, like, I'm looking at those people like, I'm a citizen of the world, bro. That's how I see myself. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, my life may be good, but my life is really not good as long as there's people suffering. Like, I really feel like that.
For sure.
And just to see what they did over there, you know what I mean? That's what gets me. Like, liberals, you got to be straight up with it. Like, you can't just look at the other guy. What's up, puppy? You can't look at the other guy and just disregard what they did in their actions. That's what annoys the hell out of me about this current system. Nobody's guy did nothing. Or didn't do this. It's like, come on, bro. Like, it's so blatant.
Yeah, it is too. And that's and bro, it's this. We've had this question so many times, bro. How people can take this at face value and be like, oh, dude, no, this is, you know what? This is totally cool. This is great. This is life. This is what's up. I mean, it's that head in the sand shit. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people are like, yo, that doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? In what grand scheme of things does that affect me? You know what I mean? So, in any event, like, I mean, it, like you said with the bankers too, bro, you add in politics, you add in money, and agendas arise. You know what I mean? Arise, bro. Dude, I seen this super dope meme today, and it was fucking Bill Gates, and it said, I identify as a doctor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this shit is fucking bananas out here.
Bro, like, alright, so, like, this whole time, like, he created Microsoft, right? So, like, we just known him as a billionaire all of our lives.
Yeah.
And then it's
my entire life, for sure.
His father was also very active in Planned Parenthood.
No way.
Then you're like, yeah, bro, take a look at that. His father was like the man with Planned Parenthood.
Shit.
You know? So now you put the two together, like, wait a minute, and then now we're gonna be on this vaccine thing. It's like,
that is weird, dude.
You know, and let's be real, bro. It exterminates black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what I found the most fucked up about this Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, bro, is they take all these fucking vaccines that they have no idea what is going to happen to people. They go to Africa and they force it into these people's fucking veins, bro. And then, what is it? They said something like some ridiculous number of children were born with are born paralyzed.
Oh, they were messed up.
Yeah, bro. Like there were so many people.
Hey, so
Ray,
quick side note though, in an appearance on Now with Bill Moyers on May 9th, 2003, the world's leading philanthropist and the head of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation explains his focus on population control, noting that his father, William Gates Sr., served on the national board of Planned Parenthood and has remained committed to the
wow.
eugenics agenda for many decades.
So just real quick for our listeners, I'm pretty sure I know what eugenics means, but just get a definition on it because it basically means DNA control, population control, systematic population control,
man.
as far as I know.
Yeah, they really, so the top, they're looking at it. They know that our world is too populated now.
Yeah,
for
sure.
the old system.
Yeah.
Like everybody at the top has everything and everybody else doesn't. Like
Yeah,
it can't work like that no more.
Yeah, well, people are getting mad, bro.
Well, so
people
eugenics
people are starting to get feisty with it, you know, in the world, bro, an awakening
all over.
What you got, Ray?
Eugenics is a set of beliefs and practices that aim to improve the genetic quality of a human population,
Right.
typically by excluding people and groups judged to be inferior and promoting those judged to be superior.
So check this out, Irv. Like you haven't done a lot of research into eugenics, bro. This goes into that bloodline shit that I was trying to tell you guys about. Selective breeding, dude. And like when they say, okay, well, we're gonna take you and my daughter's gonna marry this person, but dude, the bloodline is actually in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's just so far removed that it's not incest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still the same bloodline.
Well, so
you know
on
what
that,
I mean?
on that
And
premise,
you're
let
not
me
that
ask you guys
bloodline.
this. So on that premise, let me ask you guys this. So with the question always being there, where's the missing link in human
Evolution.
You know.
Okay.
So do you think people figured it out and they're keeping that, you know,
Figured
intact,
what out?
figured out what the missing link was. So now that we know what that is, let's keep it to these certain people so then they can sit there and call the shots, sit here and be like, oh, hey, you know, let's throw this virus out there and control population or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, like, for instance, that.
I mean, for me, real quick, no. I think it's strictly a bloodline thing. So if you go back in history and if you subscribe at all to ancient civilizations and the ancient alien theory, these bloodlines went way back into ancient Sumeria and into the beginnings of Earth. It's like human civilization. You know what I mean? Like however it may have happened. These same
Book of Kings,
right? Yo, bro, this Kings list, bro. Yo, this Kings list, bro. The average king on there, right, was like 250,000 years. Bro. That's how long he ruled. Just one. Okay? So now you take these bloodlines, they're in control. Like they say Jesus Christ. Okay, so if Jesus Christ was a real person, he belongs to this Merovingian bloodline. And that's the only reason that the queen and fucking everybody else even are important. Because they carry his bloodline.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, like, a thing in Christianity is like, we're healed by the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, it's saying, like, you taking it as like it was the sacrifice, but no, like, is that the pure blood that, you know? So there's
the blood of kings.
Yeah,
because Jesus was allegedly from the line of kings, traced through so this like allegedly went through back all the way back into ancient Sumeria, bro, into the pharaohs because he was related to the pharaohs allegedly. Pharaohs right back into that bloodline. You know what I mean? And so now they have control. They've had control. You know what I mean? So think about how long the monarchy had control of the world. You know what I mean? Before people started giving up nations. You know what I mean? Like, yo, let's give it up.
They never changed, bro.
No.
The English monarchy is like chilling.
It's
like
the same thing.
People paid them.
And who cares who the fuck they are, dude? Like,
I can't believe like there's a system like they got castles and you know what I mean, and
bro, salaries
from the people.
Yeah, well, that's
you know, just the skimming that I'm seeing on this eugenics stuff, dude, is outrageous.
Well, dude, Rockefeller, bro, had a big deal with it too. Like Nelson Rockefeller the Rockefeller family actually had like a few foundations, dude, and I don't know what they are right this second off the top of my head, but they had a few foundations, dude, that funded shit like that, Planned Parenthood, or funded like certain health organizations. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because let's be real, dude. Like if there's any truth to this Fauci back in the lab over in Wuhan, guess what? That's how close it is. That's how close these connections are.
You,
They're only a phone call away, bro.
Did you see the
You know what I mean?
the Newsweek story on the Fauci joint?
No, I seen that. I think you or Core had posted it, but I didn't get a chance to read
There's
it.
no question.
Yeah, it's
He
him.
funded it. $3.7 million one time. They
So
did
him
some
or
more-
the organization?
well, his organization that
Okay, but he's
president
yeah,
of.
yeah, for 50
It's
fucking
his.
years.
Yes, exactly.
It's
So
his.
like his
Yeah,
baby.
it's his. Yeah, for sure.
Because the research that he wanted to do wasn't legal here.
Right.
So send it to China where you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Well, so what kind of research was it? Did it say?
They were going in caves, collecting bats, experimenting with the coronavirus. They were injecting into the genome of the coronavirus and mutating it.
Of course.
So
Why not?
So
Let's party.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
See, it's so crazy because when I was originally hearing about the coronavirus back near the end of 2019, it had come out in a report saying that coronavirus had come from that lab in Wuhan there that they were working on it, and then bang, swept under the rug. Up, nope, just came from a bat.
Well,
Somebody
yeah,
ate
of
a bat
course.
down the road. You know,
Of course,
and that's
Chinese-
what happened.
Well, that's right, and you were right, and I'll give it to Ray because like, when we
he
had
was on it.
yeah, well, because Irv, I didn't want to just be
What's
that.
up?
I didn't want to just be like head over heels into that particular conspiracy theory. You know
I
what I
got you.
mean?
I got
Because
you.
it's totally possible.
Yeah.
Like something else happened. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
same time, who the fuck wants to take responsibility for that? So they push a different
It could
narrative.
be as simple
you know what I
like
mean?
as one dude
Yeah.
got pissed off, took some samples and smashed it in the wet market.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
poured it in. Like it don't take much.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, but
Now
now
we brought that up in a conversation
Yeah.
too. How maybe somebody was walking around with the petri dish like fuck these guys.
we've seen
Yeah.
the movies,
yeah, well,
predictive programming.
yeah, for real. And well, that's
Yeah,
that's
how crazy
like,
is that
just-
movies can be
It
like
just
that?
it feels like a movie.
well, it really does too, man. It feels like you're living an outbreak right now.
Yeah.
I feel like fucking Dustin Hoffman or Cuba Gooding Jr. is gonna pop out and be like, let's go, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'll play Cuba.
Or do work, yeah. Perfect. But
Man,
yeah,
see,
so
I wanted that role.
but how fucking nutty would that be if like all right, so real quick with the staged alien invasion shit, dude, it's fucking 2020. Here we are. We had a couple years ago, 2017.
Well, what do you mean staged
Hold
alien
on.
invasion?
Well, let me get to it.
Yeah.
Let me finish it, right? So check this out, right? So 2017, Tom DeLonge drops these videos, right? No confirmation at all, right? Okay? We assume they're real, right? Commander Favor comes out. He confirms them, whatever. This is even still before the Navy confirms them.
Yeah.
Dude, we get confirmation of UFOs in 2020, and nobody gives a fuck. No one. Not a single person. Like, I mean, we do.
We
You
do.
know, we-
the
I mean-
same group. We might have gained 10 followers.
Yeah, bro, true story.
Worldwide, we got
Yeah.
like 10
Yo.
more UFOs.
Yo, bro. What the fuck?
See, you guys were looking at me crazy for the past 10 fucking years,
Yeah.
and look now.
Yeah,
it's
well, I
right.
posted
feel
that
now.
shit.
Man, nobody want to remember that
Yeah.
shit. Nah.
Bro, I posted that shit fucking, what was it, the scene from Independence Day. I've been saying it,
Right.
Miguel.
Was
God-
that meme?
Yeah, God
Yeah.
damn
July
it.
4th.
But so now getting to the stage thing, right? So now they give us these videos,
Yeah.
right? They say, here, you guys can have these crumbs, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, yeah, they're real. We do know that we can't fuck with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, they just bring in a bunch of them, dude. We're driving that thing.
Damn, bro.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
didn't even think. You figure, CIA made videos for the terrorist joints, so
Yeah.
like they could CGIS all
Dude, they
day
could
with
do-
some top-notch shit.
well,
bro,
that's-
they could do anything.
Well, that's
I
why
want to
I asked.
believe.
Well,
So
well, this is why I asked, because I didn't see nothing about an alien invasion. I've seen the drop
No,
of
no, no.
UFO confirmation. I've
The
seen
only
that.
thing what I mean, let me clarify real quick
sick.
about the alien invasion. Okay, so you both know who Werner von Braun was,
Yeah.
right? He was a Nazi. He was one of Hitler's guys. We repatriated him in
brought him
Operation.
over. It's
right,
okay.
Operation
They just
Paperclip.
exterminated mad people, but
Nah, dude,
come on
he's-
over.
Yeah,
Right.
come on over, dude.
Come
Hang
on
out,
over, bro.
dude. He fucking died with fucking crazy awards and honors. Like, he was
From
a piece
us?
of shit.
Yeah.
From us, dude. Of course it'd be from us. What the fuck? He wasn't getting them from Germany.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate the
Thank you
assholes.
for your service.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, so, like, this dude on his deathbed, right? Like, he was basically responsible for us taking whatever technology from Germany and understanding it going forward into space. You know what I mean? And he got us to space. On his deathbed, homeboy says humanity's greatest threat is not like an actual alien invasion. It's a staged invasion. So like basically like so let's put it into context. Like anybody knows what the Astra TR-3B is, right?
Yeah.
So like this is a vehicle that is not yet been confirmed to have, but is thought to have been in the U.S. Army's or the CIA's per se arsenal for a super long time. You're right, since we jacked Germany. You know what I mean? So, is it possible that we could have these fucking crafts? Sure, we don't need to understand them to know how to fucking fly them, dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, right? Like so, like Tom DeLonge's book. Like they just said that you put your hands over some fucking things like this, dude, and it goes by your mind.
Well, yeah.
You know what
I mean, even if you look up stuff into it, you want to jump down that rabbit hole. I mean, it you know, I mean, even the Lazar shit. You know, he's sitting there telling you how they're shooting shit across particles to make things anti-gravitational. You know, so I mean, to most people, you know, people like us, that's alien tech to me. That's nothing I know about. It's nothing I've seen or read or, you know.
Yeah, but how deep are they? You know what I mean? How deep is the CIA on some shit, bro?
Well,
do you think we got like treaties and shit with extraterrestrials? What do you guys think?
Oh man, I think it's possible. I mean, in the universe, you really can't. There's nothing you really can say can't exist.
Yeah.
It's just so infinite.
Yeah.
Like it may not, but I can't really
Say it's
you know what I
not,
mean?
right.
Like, how the fuck are we here?
Well,
like,
so
you know what I mean?
I really like this topic because I had stumbled across an article that was talking about a file that allegedly someone from Area 51 or something like that had leaked out to the public, and you know, just as quick as it came out, got swept under the rug. Nobody talks about it or whatever. But it's called Project Blue Book, and what it I don't. No,
it was their investigation.
Blue Planet Project. Sorry,
yeah, it was their investigation into extraterrestrials.
And literally this. So there's like literally one link on the internet for this file. You can't find it anywhere else. If you Google search it, it brings you to Project Blue Book, which is something else. Yeah. You know, so like it's hard to find this thing, but so somebody has a site where it has whatever was allegedly on this file. It's on it.
Allegedly,
and it runs through and tells you certain crafts that the government got a hold
certain
of.
species they
allegedly... over 130 different species that we know of out in space.
That's in our galaxy.
Was that the file that hacker out of? I think it was England. What's his name?
Yeah, so Gary McKinnon.
McKinnon, that's him. Yeah.
Listen,
is
this
that
is
his
good.
file?
No, so listen,
well,
Gary
it's
McKinnon.
never been confirmed who dropped the file on.
Well, so of. Gary McKinnon was responsible. He was a British native. He was responsible for hacking the Pentagon and hacking the Navy and the Department of Defense. What he found were they were non-terrestrial warships. So, like, basically saying that the U.S. Navy has, like, dude, it's so convenient. We have the Space Force now too. But anyways,
we got to get into that.
But we're about to,
because that shit.
Well,
shit is crazy.
We're about to. So basically, Gary McKinnon finds this list of admirals, dude. They're real people. They're fucking, you know what I mean, whatever. But they're not listed to, like, all these warships have names, like the USS, the USS that, you know what I mean? And, bro, like, not a single one of them are listed in any of the Navy's commissioned ships. Like, so that's all shit that can be verified. Yeah. Well, guess what? Homeboy beat extradition. You know what I mean? Like, he won. Britain ain't sending him back. He's fucking wanted by the United States government.
I'm surprised they didn't body that dude, bro.
They tried. He's
out there.
He's got to be trying.
With the One World Order shit getting talked about, you would think he wouldn't have made it too far anywhere, you know, like especially if you're just dropping shit out
I
there
think
like
when you
that.
have an entire nation though behind you. So check this out. Like
Oh.
Snowden's a little different. So like
Yeah.
Snowden had to run from here. Like that dude was never here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like he's already in his
Oh,
comfort
okay.
zone.
I
You know what I
got
mean? And Britain fought on his behalf
'Cause he's
to
a
not
citizen, yeah.
right
Yeah,
to
okay.
not extradite him to the
Which is-
U.S.
That's respect, bro.
That's respect.
That's
and,
love.
and let me tell you
US
something.
Be like, nah.
Not even just that, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him a job, bro. Like, yo, you want to do this
Yeah.
again real quick?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Yes.
Yo, we got you,
You,
bro.
you dig what
Yes.
I'm saying? So you have,
Yeah.
and especially now, and this was long. This was right. Can you get just Google what year it happened with Gary McKinnon? Because Snowden came out later on, like way later,
Snowden, yeah.
and like, bro, he said he didn't find any like evidence of anything, but Gary McKinnon was super direct in what he was doing.
He
You know
makes
what I
me
mean?
feel real comfortable, bro.
Who?
McKinnon. Like, he's not like, he just did it.
He did it.
And it was there, which makes it, you're not expecting someone to look at it. So
Yeah, for sure.
if it's there, it's there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't like, oh, he put it there.
Well, and that's what's even crazier about all of the clandestine operations is fucking like, and then so that's,
So 02 is when he
beat
he got into
the files.
systems administrator stuff, and
Yeah.
then 2012 is when he beat the
So,
extradition.
was
dude,
10
so it's,
years.
yeah, so it's still relatively recent,
Yeah,
bro. And so 10 years ago, he says,
20, yeah.
10, yeah, something like that. So all them years ago, bro, he fucking says, "Hey, I found this shit, right? I found these non-terrestrial warships. I found these
97
admirals."
97 military and NASA computers over a 13-month period from 01 to 02.
That's that lucky 13.
Yo, see what I mean?
That number is so
Yeah,
crazy.
it
You
is.
dive into
So-
that rabbit
so
hole.
when he-
13 months.
Yeah. So when you look at it like that, though, bro, it's like now this dude just found all this information, right? The Brits are like, yo, that's intelligence. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, how do you know that they didn't just say, okay, let's get this wrapped up, swept under the rug because it's a joint effort out there? You know what I mean? I think that's like really what it is. You know what I mean? It's just like we have now. This brings us into the Space Force. Trump comes out and says, we're going to create an entire new branch to the military, and it's going to be called the Space Force. Okay, to protect America's interest in space. Weird. Well, that's fucking weird, dude. And now we're operational, fully operational in space. Irv, right now you can go and take a vacation and go get in low Earth orbit for a couple weeks for like a couple grand.
Yo, side note, do you know there's a fucking country out in space right now?
Oh
that you
yeah,
can join?
yeah, it's
You can become a
Asgardia.
citizen? Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta become a
yeah.
citizen?
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Crazy.
think I'm a citizen. I
Are
might,
you?
I might
Yeah.
have signed
Oh,
up for that
shit.
shit, bro.
Oh
Dude,
man.
see, so the episode,
Look at
the,
this. We
the
got
podcast first
What?
alien, bro.
Do you gotta get a green card to be here with us?
Nah, I don't know, bro. I
No, he
don't
was
know how that
born
works.
here.
I was
He
born here.
Oh, all right. So
Nah.
if you just switch up
I mean,
countries
we're
like
gonna
that.
we're gonna have to leave sometime.
Yeah.
Right, might as well have
Yeah.
some space out there.
Yeah.
Well, so
That was
what,
crazy. I'd never heard of that until like probably less than a month ago.
so
I
what do
really
you what do you guys think with the Space Force shit? Like, what do you think? So, do you think we're like a developed Space Force, or do you
I
think?
think it's highly possible we're like, because those documents, like, we're on Mars too, bro.
Right.
We're in our solar system. I think we're out there. We got capabilities. Like, they just chill on the space station, like,
Yeah.
indefinite.
Yeah.
Like
Whenever.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like you're flying around hundreds of thousands of miles, like, but you're not getting hit with nothing.
Nothing, dude. Ever.
Bro, you never got, and it don't take much, right?
Well, is
Yeah.
it far conceivable that we can't necessarily be on a different planet and breathe the air and walk around the planet? Like, you could be getting told, like, oh yeah, that's different gases and
like,
we
it's
can't
death.
be there.
Yeah, it's red
Yeah.
pictures.
But like
Yeah.
you show up and you got dudes just
Yo,
walking
it's-
around like,
it's-
Well,
oh,
that's reminiscent to that whistleblower. You guys know who David Wilcox is?
Yeah.
All right, so
I've
Dave.
not heard of it.
All right, so David Wilcox. Just Google him up real quick, right? David Wilcox he's actually from Rotterdam, New York. Right?
No
He's-
shit,
bro.
I didn't know that.
dude,
Stop playing,
bro,
bro.
Chester. Yo, I swear to God,
we gotta bring him back.
yo, bro, Chester Gould taught him. Remember Chester,
Wait,
bro?
Chester,
Yo,
yeah.
he fucking taught him, dude, in an IT class. Like, I posted some shit the other day.
Nah,
I swear to
come
God. Yo, look
on,
back in my
bro.
timeline, dude. I posted something with David
That's
Wilcox.
gangster.
And he's like, yo, bro, I'm pretty sure I taught this dude back in like '08 or some shit. But he's like the leading researcher now in a lot of these metaphysics and like stupid shit like that.
This can't be him.
He's a blonde dude.
Yeah, this guy is an American musician that pulled
No.
up first.
No, that's
unless he's singing alien.
That's
shit.
not
Yeah.
him. But so just to straighten it up, but like he brought out this whistleblower, right? Allegedly. So like
Okay.
we're gonna say supposedly and allegedly because we don't know. You know what I mean? But there was this dude named Corey Good who allegedly was selected for a space program, right? And is deemed a 20 years and back program, right? So you went out there, you did what they did. He said that they fought aliens, bro, over control of Mars. You know what I mean? And essentially that we have all of this technology that like he was like, nah, dude, you just teleport to fucking Mars, to space. You teleport to this base on the moon.
Is that really that far fetched though? You
No,
got
it's
like
not.
the Bermuda
I don't-
Triangle,
I
dude.
don't
No, it's
where
not.
ships just
It's all possible.
2 seconds they're up in Virginia. You know,
Well,
after
this-
flying through
yeah.
whatever's going on down there. You know.
So right. So like in that sense, like he says that like all of these things have happened and that he served this 20 years and out, and then what they do is they age regress these dudes, scramble their brain like the CIA would do back in the 60s, and then send them out. Like, here you go. You know what I mean? And then they have flashbacks and have all this other shit.
I just one, it's science fiction, so it's even if it's not real, it's a dope story to
Yeah,
follow.
for
You know what
sure.
I mean? I'm like, that would be crazy if it was true and dope, and it is possible. Though,
You should
bro.
look in, Irv, when you get a
I
chance.
can't say no.
Yeah, I can't either. You know, it's when you get a chance, check out Corey Good. It's CoreyGoode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
what do you think about the time traveler dudes?
oof. So it's but that's art. Yeah, so
it's
well, like the popular ones, like the Greta Thunbergs and the fucking like
or
like-
just like disappearing and reappearing and
all right, so I
like-
think shit's weird with time travel. I think it exists, but like not in the sense that we can go back and alter something.
No,
You know what I
okay.
mean? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't think because there's a paradox there. You know what I
I
mean?
feel there's multitudes of level as far as time travel goes. I think it's not just limited to one sense of the phrase. I
Right.
guess.
Well, I think physics is
Yeah.
like the physics is like it's totally possible. Like Einstein said, you can
Yeah.
do it. You can bend space time, and it's totally possible. But I think it's different in a sense. So like I think, and this is what's happening with those TR3Bs is that and this Tic Tac, right? Is that they're warping space time. So they're literally their own moving entity.
independent of
And
it.
it's independent of anything. You know what I mean? There's no like when you're manipulating the gravity around you, bro. It's more so like you ever seen Predator? You know what I mean? Like where you're just like skipping through. You know what I mean? It's not like a full like that's why they say these UFOs skip because they're coming in and out of.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Those Tic Tacs, bro. Like those Tic Tacs, I'm like, that shit kind of looks like you remember the game. Like where you catch the ball, you hit the ball back, and it slides, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Block
yo,
Breaker
is
or
this
some
shit assimilation, bro? And that shit, the way it's moving, because it's like it could do whatever it wants. It's a Pong, like a game, a controller thing. Like,
well, that's
reaching in.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well,
I've seen an alleged photo that what's the live stream satellite in our orbit?
NASA live stream.
Well, yeah, but there's a satellite in our orbit that live streams all the time.
I don't know.
So I know the space
the
station
sun?
live streams, but
is
it's
it the
not.
sun, the Soho?
I'm not sure, but anyway, so somebody was on the live stream of this, and it caught a picture of one of those Tic Tac crafts out there, and the guy was able to capture this allegedly, and before they cut the stream, and
yeah, that's a popular one too.
So he zoomed into this thing, and like, if you watch, any sort of space movie, and you see like, a close up of the giant ship, this thing had the detail on it to where it looked like it had docking bays that you could fly into on this thing. They're saying, like, in scale, this thing is massive. Like, city-wide fucking massive
I
craft.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a...
I'll have to find the link, man, and send it to you.
Those videos are hard for me because, like Irv said earlier, anything could really be fucking doctored, dude. But there are...
But also in the same sense, wouldn't you, like, if that was something real and you don't want the masses to know that, wouldn't you want to implant in their head, like,
you would?
That's going to be fake. That's going to be fake. You could watch it, but it's fake.
Well, no. So here's my thing, though, is I think it's different, though, because, like, I think if NASA was really trying to cover it up that bad, dude, you wouldn't have a live feed. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you would have a steady loop, bro, of the same shit you're saying all of the fucking time. Instead, I think they dropped these tidbits in there. Oh shit, the guy tried to cover it with his fucking glove.
Right.
Oh,
tried to cover it up.
Well, there was
you dig what I'm saying?
And
it's like
the International Space Station too.
That's the one
that showed
about.
a craft docking.
All right, so that one looked kind of fucking phony to me. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I don't know what is.
That was crazy.
I don't know though, because it's so hard to tell. Like, it's so funny because Joe Evans said something the other day when because he's not like a real conspiracy dude.
No.
But he like, it's funny because like he'll be like, yeah, and Bigfoot's real. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah,
I thought he would get into it a little bit.
He's funny, dude. I gotta get him on here to find out.
Oh man, I can't wait for that one.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, he's like, well, we have fucking cameras, dude, that can see fucking the hair on your head, individual strands. You know what I mean? But we can't see a bank robber. You know what I mean? In a bank, robbing a bank. You know what I mean? Like, because the clarity ain't good.
Well, I mean,
or
that also comes
you have
down
a
to
certain camera.
Human beings, dude, being like
the bank's like,
I
give me the cheapest version.
Yeah, I can spring for this camera or just get the ones you get at Walmart and install these in here. You know?
Yeah, we're on a different budget.
Right.
Yeah, but like, so like, I think maybe they give us these tidbits just for information too. You know what I mean? So they say, "Oh shit, oh right, there's one."
It's crazy to think that these things really aren't that far fetched.
Well, that's what I'm saying with the trickle effect. Is this mind control shit? Is they've been throughout all of these events that we've talked about, dude. It's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like it's almost like it's building. You know what I mean? And
we're going to war, bro.
You know, and then it's.
I think it's coming.
What's that? For what?
War.
What kind of war? Like, what do you mean?
Like Revolutionary War? Or
that?
Yeah.
World? Like,
I could see it.
It's coming to a head, bro.
I could see it, dude. I think, I'm hoping that level heads prevail. You know what I mean? But
I kind of feel like the vast majority of people won't be on board for that, and there's too little of people that are going to be on one side of that war, and it's going to be
it's a tough
it's gonna
one,
be a weird thing.
I don't know
when it goes down.
All right, so hold on a second. So let me ask you this: if you guys think there's like a world, like they're not like a world war, because we can see how that would go, like country versus country. But like when we say like a one world thing, like a power grab, military's coming in. You know what I mean? Do you guys honestly feel like even the people that you know in the military would make that decision?
I think they're programmed to.
They won't, but the robots will.
Well, for sure. Like, I can dig that. Like,
well,
I can see
AI robots are the new war,
drones.
And they will blast your shit.
Well, so I mean, like, well,
that's some dude saying.
So I'm saying though, last episode we were talking about, you know, programming. You know, like, no, I still know people that are in the military, man. Like, you know, you can program people to act how you want, man. So then when they're programmed, they've been in the military for however long, you can sit there and be like, yo, go shoot that guy.
Bro,
I don't care if you
straight up snap their finger trigger and you just like turn into a wild beast. Like you don't even know what happened. Like,
well,
I can see your
or you show him a color, you know what I mean? He's just like
well, that's what we talked about last episode too. Was like the CIA mind control shit. Is how they scramble dudes' brains, and they aren't that same person. The whole object was to implant memories and implant triggers deep into your psyche that you would never know were there,
right? So
until it was triggered.
Well, you know how many people I've seen just be crazy, right? Growing up, hanging out with them all the time, being crazy, doing drugs, doing stupid, crazy shit growing up. Then these dudes hit that 18 mark, go jump into the military, and I mean, even like
straighten them out. Even like they go even crazier.
Well, straighten them out, or
I know.
Make them do what you want them to do.
I know who you're talking about, dude. And he went a fucking nut.
Well, I'm talking about. There's a few people, man, that have been in there, and it's not just one particular person.
Yeah, no, I know, dude. But Marines, and I think that's the level of. I think that's the level in the U.S. military of like, all right, who's going to go the distance? You know what I mean? Like, all right, so you want to join this organization? You want to be an Army guy? All right, cool, dude. Fucking cool guy.
All right, Rambo, come on,
guy. You know what I mean? You want to fucking be a SEAL? You want to be a Marine? You go through a real vigorous and thorough brainwashing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and that shit's enough on anybody's psyche, bro, to fuck somebody up.
Well, right, but that's my point though. Is that if you.
So you guys think they would, or you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude,
I think some would and some wouldn't.
Majority wouldn't.
Some might be more strong-minded.
Well, it depends where you are. I think they would send people to different sectors.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you're not sending
your
family members
in New York. Let's send your ass to Seattle. Like, whatever.
But there's still but there's still that human connection. Like you're talking to these people back home. Like, yo, so like, how does that person or that human being make that decision to say, okay, well, I can put these guys in a deterrent camp, you know what I mean, or keep people in their houses or whatever form of.
Well, wouldn't disinformation work in that same way too? Like, you could sit there and tell these people that you're sending into a different area that they're not familiar with, and being like, these people are getting out of hand.
No.
You're working for our government. You need to do this.
No, I don't think so. Because, again, those same people you were just talking about, Marines, came home and said that they were defending poppy fields. You know what I mean? And they can tell what was right and what was fucking wrong. You know what I mean? So
but they were still doing it.
Because they had to. But because at that point you're in Afghanistan, bro. You want to sit in a military
you
brig, or you want to fucking...
Bro?
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, if I got to make the choice of a brig...
Bro, they'll shoot you in the head. Like,
that's what you could end up dead, bro. Fuck up a unit, and it's like, oh, dude, he got friendly fire, bro.
Right, and with the tech, with the tech today, dude, say you get like a little squadron that's being defiant.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so
click, boom. See you later.
No, well,
that's one squadron going. Okay, fine.
I would just hope
the SEALs helicopters, bro.
Yeah, I would just hope that the human being in most people would be like, yeah, let's take these guns that they just gave us and let's join the other side.
You would hope. And I unfortunately feel like there'd be a harsh reality learned if shit ever gets real like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, think about it. Think about it, dude. How easy was it just to throw out a virus out there and keep everybody in their house?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
that's perfect.
Super easy, dude.
Yeah.
Super easy. Less work. You know what I mean? They don't got to do shit. You know what I mean?
Humanity's a sketchy line to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, like, I mean, you know, dude, what do you guys think? You know, what do you think's gonna happen with reopening the state?
I don't see it, bro. Lake George, campgrounds. Like, I don't even know if my camp's gonna open.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like, none of the theme parks would be open. Baseball.
Right. Well, that's the problem, bro. Is that you're having people that you're getting back into these congregated places. You know what I mean? And we're like, how do you?
You gonna go to SPAC?
How do you say? Yeah.
You gonna go to SPAC in June?
You gonna go use all them public fucking porta-johns, dude? You know what I mean?
See Maroon 5?
Yeah, fucking A, dude. Yeah, well, that's
gonna see Maroon 5 this summer.
Well, that's so. What level of normal do you think things will return back to?
I don't think it's going back, bro. I think we're in a new world.
Yeah. So what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think going forward?
I mean, I'm trying to game plan for multiple scenarios because
right.
You got to be ready for whatever comes.
Whatever you can be.
So like, shit could really go bad. We could, have to really defend ourselves and do stuff like that, or it could go semi-good, or will there be opportunities?
Right.
Will the housing market be all right? Like, all of our debt.
Yeah.
Like, state's broke. Like, I'm cutting education 50%. Like, I'm cutting your nursing home care, like, after sending all the people with COVID there. Like, but we're going to cut the Medicare.
We're cutting all that shit.
Pensions. Someone just said that their unemployment in the state is dipping into the retirement fund.
Oh, wow.
If that's the case, bro, it's game over, bro.
It's a wrap. Well, dude, they were just talking about how, like, some of these states could go bankrupt. And I think that's, like, the worst possible scenario for individual states. Because, like, now, let's get back to this European Union shit. You know what I mean? These banks say, look, the bank says, hey, Cuomo, we'll give you $1 billion. But guess what, homie? When this vote comes around, we need you to vote in favor of this. You know what I mean?
It's over.
And just then it's just being under that thumbnail, bro. You know what I mean?
I was looking at this this town in Michigan. It could have been Flint. It was a town in Michigan that they went bankrupt.
Yep.
And they just appointed a private individual, like a CEO of the city, and like he's like, that neighborhood doesn't need fresh water. It's too expensive. Like, this school needs to be closed tomorrow. Like, a boss, like, over your state. So, like, if we go bankrupt, we're going to have an independent person designated over our state to make those hard choices to clean our shit up.
And
it's not a good day, bro.
It's not. And now you're under that thumb of somebody that's making decisions from the outside. It's the worst, dude.
He's probably gonna be from a bank, like a major
100%.
bank, Goldman Sachs or some
CEO,
shit like that.
bro.
Yeah, like
for sure, just to put you in that position. You know
like the type of dude that turned diabetes shit to $800. You know?
Yeah, Martin Shkreli type dude. Yeah.
What's his nickname?
Oh my god,
farmer boy or some shit.
Yeah, Pharma Boy.
Yeah,
Pharma Boy,
bro. Yo, dude, he bought Wu-Tang's one and only album.
I hate that dude for that.
No, he did it.
Yeah, I think the courts made him sell it. You know what I mean? But
so who's this guy?
So Martin Shkreli, dude.
Up,
I can't remember exactly who he was, but he was like a hedge fund guy, I think, if I remember correctly. And he bought an AIDS medicine, right? Is that what it was? AIDS?
Yep.
Bought an AIDS medicine, bro. Took it at like $12 a fucking thing or some shit, dude, and like marked it up to like 800. Like, do like a
800, like no
billion% return. You know what I mean?
And was super stoked about it. And
Martin Shkreli is an American former hedge fund manager and convicted felon.
Yeah, he's a felon.
They got him. What'd he do?
What was his charge? It's fraud, I think. I think they got him for fraud.
This guy's a winner.
They said he frauded.
He probably still got hella dough.
Yeah,
or maybe Epstein was holding his money.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that's one of the dudes like you would hope isn't like a Bernie Madoff. You know what I mean? But dude, he bought Wu-Tang's. Like Wu-Tang dropped like some crazy album.
So his nickname is Pharma Bro.
Farmer bro. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
In September 2015, Shkreli received widespread criticism when obtained. Whatever turning is, it doesn't have a link there, but obtained the manufacturing license for the anti-parasitic drug Daraprim and raised its price by a factor of 56. So from $13.50 to $750 per pill.
It was something.
That's
it was
some drug dealing right there.
That's some crazy shit, and that's heartless. You know what I mean? That's fucking insane, bro. But he, like I said,
he was it was fraud.
He's
it
in
was
prison still.
2 counts of securities fraud and 1 count of conspiring to commit securities fraud.
Yeah, he's a parasite.
Yeah,
and he had bread, bro. That's what's the killers. Like, you got though, your life is miserable. You know, you still gotta like that's the shit that kills us, bro.
Sometimes enough's not enough.
Yeah,
you know?
But that's what I'm saying though. Is you look at like a dude like him, and then like a Bernie Madoff. Like a Bernie Madoff, bro, was just like, all right, Irv, let me get this money, right? I'm gonna go invest this. Hey, Ray, let me get this money. I'm gonna go invest this. I'm gonna give Irv back a little tiny bit, and just keep coming back.
Like, thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then just never fucking invest anything and just live this crazy lavish life and allegedly have like something like $137 billion buried somewhere.
Aren't banks the same way?
Well, yeah, of course. But like he was a hedge fund manager also.
Yo, he just just created his own game, man.
Yeah. So in terms of that, Irv, so like tell everybody, dude, what's up with Venture? What we got? We got Venture Realty Solutions. So it basically covers everything real estate. This is your personal personal business. Tell us about it. What's up?
I started it in 2007. I've been in real estate 10 years, maybe. My wife says 15 because I started out doing mortgages.
Right.
And I built this crazy board, like $1 billion board worth of business, and then the market crashed.
No way.
And then, when the markets crashed, bro, we were at the office. We used to have all these account reps come in from the different banks, bro. Account reps coming and crying our whole business is done. Like the banks, Lehman Brothers went under, bro. People were shredding files, bro. They were shredding files, call up account rep, like the secretary's on the phone, like it's bad here,
What the
like
fuck?
people you built relationships with. That was just like the craziest, bro. Like,
so like now with all of that, like $1 billion board, like that's what you sold, like
no,
or
that was my business. Like I had clients with businesses,
oh
so
okay,
I had
all
these
right,
deals. So you build up your like pipe. That was my pipeline. Just crazy, man. And then
that's crazy, dude, and that's got to be devastating, dude.
yeah.
So like now bouncing back from that, you obviously jump back. So you jumped into real estate.
So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
I got
you
my
know,
real estate license.
and you've been hustling houses and everything else.
Houses,
So what's up? Like
buildings.
so tell us about Venture, man. What can Venture do for everybody listening?
So Venture Realty Service is a brokerage. We focus on real estate sales, residential,
Right.
commercial, vacant land, retail, like the full suite. Like we can help you find properties that aren't on the market, properties that are on the market,
Right.
and just guide you through the process. And we
So
have
it's a one-stop shop
yes,
for all your realty needs.
yes.
That's dope, man. I'm super proud of you, bro. That's huge.
What's your biggest push?
What's that?
What's your biggest push, like, as far as different types of properties that,
I would say flip properties that need rehab.
Yeah.
There's a lot of investment money on the street chasing deals.
Right.
They're looking to flip.
For sure. Try to get that money.
HGTV style. Everybody sees it. Everybody wants to do it on weekends.
Right.
So you see a lot of that. So your house for like $30,000, we put 30 into it. Different numbers all the way around and make those flips.
Yeah.
But right now the market, like,
yeah. So with COVID, what's
with
going on?
COVID,
What's going
we're
on?
not allowed to take a buyer into a person's house.
No, it's got to be rough.
So we can do virtual tours, like we do a live walk around
Right.
for the buyer. Like,
So it's
but
kind of like a Skype.
it's hard to buy a house on video.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You
wanna
got to
do that.
be a
It's
special
personal,
type
bro.
of person to be
Personal.
okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get in there. There's agents calling, so there's still real estate agents out there, like, showing houses. People
Right.
are like calling the authorities on them, like,
Oh
man.
like,
come on, man.
supposedly the state's got people out watching to make sure, see if
It
people are actually
sounds like
showing
the fucking
houses.
Gestapo,
Well, what was that?
bro.
A couple weeks ago, a barbershop in
Valit
Valit, wasn't it?
Got shut down.
Yeah,
Shut down
they're
because they were
telling
opening
people,
up.
If you're not essential, yeah.
yeah, they're saying like cut it out. Some bars were like still rocking.
Oh, I
And-
see.
and-
There was like a
and the-
nightclub, like what was it, last week that opened up?
Not the strip club. The
Yeah,
Yeah,
strip
that's
club.
what it.
Alvin,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what it was. Yeah, that opened
Yo, the
up.
owner's
Dude,
like,
listen.
we are essential.
Listen.
They'll wear masks, but no lap dances.
Yo, it was not a strip club, for the record. It was a restaurant that opened at midnight, and it just had entertainment.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So, because I'm not a cop.
First of all,
So-
it was a restaurant.
but so this is affecting your livelihood though, right? So like, all right, so like
it's killer.
it's killer for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? So like, there's a lot of people that we know that are in realty.
And then,
you know what I mean?
yeah, a lot of people. But my man, Dennis Evans died of COVID.
Oh,
Local
no.
real estate agent.
Yeah,
like,
Oh, rest in peace,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
his client was sick. He showed the house.
Fuck, dude. So that
Kind of waited. So that's gonna stick with me on the real estate world. Like,
for sure.
Dennis, cool dude. Like, jokes. Like, good person. Like, whatever. Family. Like, just going 60 years old out. Like,
And that's close to home, bro.
that's close to home. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really want to show people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, like I mean, well, in your case, bro, it's like you have the two young ones, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And you have to do everything that's most important for
Yeah.
them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, do
So
you ever look up that sort of statistic, like seeing how many real estate people are going and showing places and end up contracting something?
it's kind of a black market,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
yeah.
It's like,
Well, think about it like this, though, bro. It's fucking sucks, dude. This is your livelihood. So now
Yeah.
you can't wait these so many months to sell this fucking house, like, or get this
No.
commission, or get, you know what I
no,
mean? Like,
no.
it takes however long you're taking with the commission to begin with, and then I can't show a house. You know what I mean?
Can't
It's like
show a house.
it's tough, man. So like, where do you think the market is going to head
So
and how? So like we're talking about a new norm. So like, what do you think?
the new norm. We gotta work through it. I think a lot's gonna be virtual. There's 3D tours you can do. People are gonna have to get comfortable with it, but at the same time, banks are raising the down payment amounts.
Yeah.
So they're starting to say you need 20% down to buy a house, right? Most people don't have that. Most people pay 3.5%. That's
Right.
FHA, you know. So they know this is going on. They make it harder to buy your house, right? So now you got all these houses on the market that don't have buyers for them.
Right.
Prices come down, you know. So then there's going to be a lot of pain, you know what I mean?
Destabilization, bro.
Foreclosures and stuff. But there's also going to be great deals because of this too, you know. So
well, people are just gonna be trying to move,
but it's off people's pain, you know,
so
it sucks.
So I gotta ask. So like when somebody sits there and says, "Oh, welcome to the new norm," how do you feel? Like, what's your initial feeling to that? Being like, "Oh, this is the new norm."
Well, we were just saying that.
For-
Like, what do
for
we
real
think the new
estate?
norm was gonna be?
For real estate, or
Just in general.
Yeah.
Well, like, how do you feel
Yeah.
about that though? Like, are you okay with this being a new norm, or do you want to get back to where things
It's
were?
busy.
I
Personal,
don't
man.
think it's ever going back.
No.
So I'm just trying to game plan for whatever that new norm is and make my own norm,
Right, adapt.
within that,
For sure.
That's why you're at where you're at.
Wait, but I feel like if you could work with your hands, if you know how to network, like you could still survive and
sure.
do things. But I'm more like this point in my life and through like all the stuff that I've been through, I'm more gonna be focusing on my own thing, building my own joint. Like,
Absolutely.
I've been in the game for years. Like it's time
for you
to build my company.
Well, no, and that's it, man, and that's why we want to let everybody know, anybody that is listening, to definitely check out Venture. And do you have a website? You got,
it's under construction.
okay. All right. So Facebook page.
Yep,
all right.
my
So
Facebook
let them know.
page, yeah.
Facebook page. You know what I mean? Venture Realty Solutions. Dude, clean environmental solutions.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up? What's this?
So I've been doing a lot of work with abandoned buildings and over the last 4 years, and so they all have issues: water leakage, mold, asbestos, all this stuff. So just working around it, like it's just a huge need. Like all these investors that are buying houses to flip need these services. So the state put in a new law. Like, so now when a home inspector goes through the house, he sees mold,
Right.
he has to report that.
Oh, okay. So
Now-
it's mandatory.
It's mandatory. So, in these hold up transactions, so people are like, they have to get the
Yeah.
mold done.
For sure.
To sell
It
the
wasn't.
house.
It wasn't before.
No, it went into law 2016.
Good.
And
Good.
then,
That's huge, dude.
then they created so then you have an assessor, a mold assessor that comes in, looks at the mold, does up a quote for the house, right? Like, this is what the remediation, he actually creates the plan for you. Like, you're going to use an encapsulant to close this up.
Right.
And this is the price range. So it's like $3,800 to $5,800. So now he gives that to the customer.
Yep.
And then me as a remediation company, I come in, I do the work. He has to clear that work. So it's independent.
Right.
We're independent of each other.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
and that has to happen.
Right.
Well,
because I'm sure there's collusion.
there was, a lot of stuff. But
You know what I mean?
so that's a good system. So they actually created like a business,
Right.
the state off that law, because you have to go through these processes to satisfy that.
So when you go in, tell people what you do. You go in, you assess the mold, right?
Yep. So a mold assessor takes a look. So say like a basement, it was leaking.
Yep.
There's mold on the wall. There's mold on the rafters. You look at it. He puts together the plan. So you can either blast it off.
Right.
You can bleach it. You could encapsulate it. You know what I mean?
Which is like a kills or
yeah,
something
it
like
just
that.
kills. Yeah, I mean, it's
There's liners and stuff too that do encapsulation.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and what's crazy is that with this COVID stuff, like mold is like that. It's
Yeah.
just this little microscopic community that
Yeah.
just grows on stuff
Right,
and
bro.
just breaks it down, and it's like, just in that world, it was like, what?
Yeah.
Like like thousands of different molds. Like this mold does
Crazy.
that.
It's
This
crazy,
mold likes.
right? Yeah.
This mold likes it at 80 degrees. This mold likes it 20.
Well, it's just like fungi, bro. It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's these mycelial. I think they're called mycelial networks.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And they're basically they live off of one another and they just expand.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
But they which is dope because that's how I wish humanity was.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Like we just formed like let's do this like it's true screw that like let's take care of these
bro.
yeah bro
You know,
like,
so that's the thing with the ego is like ego is the reason why we are where we are. You know what I mean? Somebody wants to have some sort of control, and then like everybody can't just be like Ray was saying a couple weeks ago, like just this communal entity. You know what I mean? Like everybody just be this like the barter system, the trade system. Like you got this, so I have
about
this.
your neighbor, man. Like,
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's so
Everybody's
wrong with
just
doing that?
but I think that goes to show with the government and the media control is that it's like we're given this like dude, you can't trust the next person. You know what I mean? You can't trust
keep it separate, keep them fighting.
yeah,
over
you know what I
bullshit.
mean? Over
Yeah.
bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like now what they're doing is they're tearing people apart with political views. Sure. Oh, this is great. Like, go ahead. Just go talk shit. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to hate each other. You're going to delete each other. There's going to be no contact. You know what I mean?
Beefing, bro.
And it's beef.
My uncle deletes everybody over Trump, bro.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck who you are, bro. You can get it.
Yeah.
You can get
That's
it.
fucking great.
And I'm not coming to Christmas. I'll be like, yo, Unc, why you wild over that shit? So that's who I usually post for.
Yeah,
Is to
that's
get him
fucking
going.
funny
Because, yo,
shit, dude.
he's the chillest uncle ever, bro. Like, street dude.
Right.
Like, oh, listen. And I'm like,
Awesome.
he's all righteous on Trump now. I'm like, bro, I know you, Unc. Stop.
No, hey, shut up, dude.
You like that dude, man.
Dude,
But-
he triggers so many people, dude. It's so fucking funny. And we just said this is if he is anything, that motherfucker is a comedian, dude.
yes.
You know what I mean? He don't care,
They gave us
He
they
don't
gave
fuck-
us the ultimate
bro.
reality TV star, bro.
Dude, that's what I mean. And
It's
do you
just-
see what they're fucking
it's-
lining up against him? Do you see Joe fucking Biden, dude? Crazy Uncle Joe.
Crazy Uncle Joe.
Bro, the dude.
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah, yo, for real, dude.
That's funny.
What the fuck, dude? even with this fucking like they just what's her face?
That was
Yo,
good.
It was good. Jesus. It's so weird, dude. You think you're being videotaped all the time. You'd stop sniffing people.
Right.
Yo,
you
bro.
would think.
He
Like-
would, if that was somebody in my fam, he would get it.
Oh, you get
Right.
punched
Like,
out.
yo, you sniffing my.
How
Bro,
could you?
Do
How
you
could
see-
you not? How could you be in a room with that many fucking adults too, and
Right?
nobody else
Nah, bro,
nobody
you
else
get-
has a?
Well,
I
you
don't
know
care.
why?
Nothing to
Because
it.
he's Joe Biden.
Is that what it is?
Bro.
No, for real. Like,
Yeah.
yo, these people. I don't. So okay. So like, this shit is a joke. Like, this shit is a gimmick, bro. Like, so they go and they kiss these kids and they do all this other shit. All these people are not necessarily paid to be there, but have a responsibility to be there. So it's like, listen, I don't give a fuck who Joe Biden is. I gotta get this paycheck. I need groceries. You know what I mean? Like,
I need this paper.
so you're sniffing my kid.
Yeah. So that kind of falls back on like the human nature thing though, bro. You think somebody's not gonna turn around and be like, "Yo, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta pay my bills." You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you've seen-
when you got
I'm
all these
sure-
grown people
I'm sure you guys
being
have
okay with
seen
this
the-
guy sniffing this girl's fucking
Right.
neck.
I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. You know what I mean? The Joe Biden videos.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
Like,
Evans posted that, I think.
yeah, and it's
That's next level.
yo, but all right, so that goes into like that whole network of pedophilia, dude, throughout the government and throughout Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is socially accepted amongst these elites. Like, so like in the case of Joe
disgusting.
Biden, this lady Tara Reid comes out and says, "No, he's sexually assaulted me. This date, this time, I filed a report. There's all this evidence, right?" And the Democrats were big into the Me Too movement. You know what I mean? And now they're like, yeah. We believe every chick but you. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
That. It's so blatant.
That's
though.
blatant, dude. It's like, yo, what the fuck? And then Nancy Pelosi's like, nah, you know what? I'm satisfied with his answer.
Nah.
What?
The
Oh,
one
what?
person that is never satisfied with an answer.
Yeah.
What?
I'm satisfied.
You know what?
with
That
this.
one's good. I like that one.
But look at like the John Podesta shit. You know what I mean? Remember all them WikiLeaks? You know what I mean? And like the Anthony
I
Weiner.
was feasting on that for months,
Bro.
It's just like,
And they're
what,
still-
what a huge drop
they
too.
were like, Wiki drop coming
Yeah.
tonight at 8. I'm like,
Yeah, bro. It's so exciting.
It's too much though, bro. It's so much.
There's
data.
still so much that I haven't even processed,
I
bro.
can't get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just the shit with Hillary's emails were obviously on the forefront, but like that's what exposed Podesta and that whole Pizzagate thing. Like it was like, dude, what the fuck do you mean? Like this shit is actually happening. You know what I mean? And and look at, like Ray said before, Corey Feldman. He's been dropping names for a long time. You know what I mean? And
yeah, bro,
they're just this.
It's so crazy too because
Alex Jones is on that shit too.
He's so sketched too that like he literally drops like a name a year just because he's so sketched.
They messed him up.
Yeah, fucked
a lot
him
of
right
these,
up.
a lot of these people they messed up, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's you make them fucking crazy. You gotta listen to them.
Well, I don't think it's that, dude. I think the issue is Ray. We've spoke about the position that you're in, being a victim of that situation, or being a victim of sexual assault. This person is so powerful and so reputable and so everything else, and he's an icon, and he's this and he's that, or she's this and she's that. Nobody fucking believes you. You know what I mean? And it's got to be the worst feeling in the world. You know what I mean? So it's like, now you're this Tara Reid lady. You know what I mean? She filed reports back in the day. I'm almost sure that's positive. She filed reports back in the day. She said to her mother, she said to like other people she reported it to, they pushed it under the rug, dude. Right? Yeah. And sure enough, so she comes out and says these things, you know what I mean? And they're basically discredit this chick. You know what I mean? And she was on his staff. She was on Biden's staff. So that's pretty fucked up, dude. Like, you know, two things I don't like, okay, is that one, if there was that sexual allegation, then it should have been pursued then 100%. Like, I mean, it's weird with the whole fucking dynamic of him being a senator and the fear campaign. You know what I mean? You're being ruined. Like, you're basically being blackballed into this.
Disappear.
Right.
Make you disappear.
Yeah, you're basically being blackballed into a position. You know what I mean? And that shit sucks. So, like, I don't like that aspect of it, and I definitely don't like that. The power grab, dude. Like, you have these, like, Nancy Pelosi, like, because she's a chick, bro. Like, she co-signs this dude, and it's supposed to be okay. You know what I mean?
Is she, though?
No, she co-signed him. She.
I'm talking about her being a chick.
That's debatable. So
she got that bread though. Sit up in the Lambo with her.
Yeah, sometimes it just looks like you see her on like the press conferences and shit. Like you see her face like melting. You're like, yo, is that even a fucking human? Like, what is going on with her?
Yeah, dude.
Like, like
maybe she's reptilian.
I see people. Yo, listen. I see people in downtown Troy that can keep a straighter face than she does, bro. Come on, bro.
By the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though, is like these people in power, though. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's fair. Like, I'm for a fair society, bro. That's just not fair. Like, it's not right. It's not fair. But don't come back to me and talk to me about women's rights again. Yeah. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I seen this situation.
Yeah.
I seen what they did. I seen how they reacted to this one. So next time they're talking about women's rights, like, miss me with it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even fuck with you no
more. Well, yeah, because you done fucked it up already. Yeah, you know, you already discredited yourself. You know what I mean? And and that shit is fucking absurd.
There's really no more left here.
Yeah.
For us to be like, we can't. That's why I can't. I don't know what. It's just so much shit, bro. There's like this story. There's scientists for this that say this. There's scientists on this other side that say this. Like, all the time. And on everything. There's
always.
Politicians. It's just so much info, bro. It's
and
like.
What's backed by who?
Right. Well, not even that. Where are you going to draw your conclusion? How could you?
Right? Well, you can't because you're only limited to the information that we're given. So, like, we are not obviously boots on the ground out there. You know what I mean? Or if you do a lot of community activism, but, like, in the world, we're obviously not at these events as they're fucking happening. So it's like we're getting someone else's interpretation of a fact or an idea or something like that, and then it's going through the proper channels, which are controlled, and then they're fed back to us. So it's like, it's tough, man. I try to take it all in.
It's like, that's what you get. I get everything, bro. Like, even like Fox News, I tune into like sometimes because you gotta get
the hilarity,
the full spectrum of
great. You gotta know. You gotta know where it's all coming from, or you can't sit there and be like, yo. I feel strongly about
Yeah.
this because if you ain't hearing it from every
Cat
side,
be like, yo, I seen on MSNBC, and that's the only joint that they're arguing with you about. It's like, bro, you got some more research to do.
Yeah, bro. Well, and that's what I said. Like, it's funny, man, because we get like I've had arguments about this shit. It's like, oh, well, I got this information from this accredited source. Who the fuck accredited it? Who the fuck accredited that place?
The guy
I don't
that
care if
made
it's
up
a
the
New
word
York
accredited.
I don't care if it's the fucking New York Post.
Yeah.
Guess what? That fucking editor has an agenda. You know what I mean?
That's
And it's gonna say this about this person, or it's gonna say this about this person, and it's gonna sway you to. It's just gonna plant that seed in your head and be like, "Damn, I read this somewhere." You know what I mean?
Do you think those higher ups in the media have like they get handed like memos or lists like, yo, listen, somebody comes to you with this.
Nope.
Like, we don't want to let them know that you have a structure or whatever. You just got to be that dick that's like, yeah, no, we ain't printing this. This is garbage.
I think a lot of them are plants.
Yes.
I think a lot of them are plants, though. So, like, you see something like a journalist comes to you with a story, because that's like they do the
right,
work.
But that's
the
what I'm
legwork
saying.
themselves.
Like, yeah,
they get it to the editor, and the editor's like, that's what happened with the Epstein.
Go get me a coffee.
That's what happened with Epstein, though. Like, Epstein, the story should have broke back in the early 2000s, and like some journalist went to the where I can't remember the paper now, but like went to this paper, and the dude's like, "Nah, we're burying that." You know what I mean? Because it was so high profile and it involved so many high profile people.
But that's do you think
I'm not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it.
Well, that's do you think it's the editor that's like, yo, fuck that, I'm not doing that, or do you think they're getting told like, yo, when this crosses your table, shut it down. If it's got this keyword in it, shut it down.
Well, I'm sure that they have they're swayed a certain way by the government, because that's 100%. When you got the White House breathing down your neck, or you know what I mean. But I do think, like I said, certain organizations have certain media outlets. You know what I mean? So like the CIA would push something through this one, or like the FBI would push something through this one, and then like
you think it's segregated like that?
Yeah, they hate each other, bro.
Yeah,
it's so compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Like the government is so compartmentalized, bro. That's how you know. Like when Tom DeLonge got fucking kidnapped, right? And they kept him in a skiff for like fucking 5 days. And it was like, what do you mean, dude? You guys, you just did this to me like 2 weeks ago. The fuck you mean? Like, who am I working for? Like, no, this is I'm with these
Sometimes
guys.
I feel like that's a game, though, bro. Like,
I don't think so.
Let's make them think that it's compartmentalized.
I think they all are too prideful, bro. Like, we're the fucking FBI. We're the CIA. We're the fucking cool ones.
Yeah, but if you got like,
I'm fucking Conor McGregor.
But if you got a bunch of different agencies, well, allegedly different agencies, you could sit there and put somebody into that perspective, like, oh shit, yeah, nah, this person's got more pull than this person, or da 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 da. Like, I just feel like there's so many games that we find out get played that it's not a far-fetched thing to think that.
See, that's the thing though, is I don't think so, because it's like with these agencies, bro. So like, if you like, allegedly the Navy doesn't get along with like the armed, like the rest of the armed forces, like, you know what I mean?
None of them get along with anybody.
Well,
they just sit in a bar with a.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. So look at the division. You know what I mean? All these motherfuckers got a sense of pride in, oh my god, I'm a fucking, you know what I mean, Green Beret. You know what I mean? I gotta go hang out at a Green Beret bar.
Right, but at the end of the day, if shit pops off, what happens?
Yeah,
every single one of them go to war.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're given information from their organization. So you don't have a Green Beret getting information from the Marines saying, "Hey, bro, you're deployed here." No, you have all of these organizations that are supposed to be working in unison, and they're not. So like, that's the big thing with UFOs is it's like all of these places, like the DIA, like, bro, the DIA. Google that shit. I can't even remember what it stands for, but it's an organization.
Defense Intelligence.
Yeah, that's actually it. I think it is.
CIA, you said?
Yeah, so it's like...
I learned about that recently, too. Not like, maybe like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many levels of...
Well, that one admiral, bro. That one
Defense
admiral.
Intelligence Agency.
So, Irv nailed it. But like, there was that one admiral that was like, tried to get read in on like the CIA shit, and was like, yo, well, I have this clearance. Why can't I? They called them back and they're like, yo, you don't have a need to know.
You're done.
Because they're a compartmentalized organization, so you have to go through a certain channel to get that information, or you don't. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess you gotta have it, but it's not good because nobody knows who they are or what they do. Like, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, man.
I mean, black budgets. You
Yeah.
know?
I can understand like certain focuses for the different branches, you know, but like at the end of the day, I don't know. I think it's more in unison than we're led to believe.
Maybe. I think that's what the Space Force is,
I
though.
think it all moves in the same direction,
Yeah, common goal.
together, independently, and separate. You know what I mean?
Common
like
goal.
it's like we're gonna move this big ship straight.
Everybody's got
everybody's
same
got
end
their
game.
own,
Got their own oar.
yeah, you got their own joint, man.
So hey, this is a little off subject, man, but I
good.
wanted to ask you this from when we originally talked. So he keeps bringing up that you're like a mentor and all that, and I was real intrigued when we were talking about the thing that the judge in Gahoz had started.
Yeah, Andrew Ackerman.
Yeah. It's UCAN, right?
Yes.
That's you're real active in that, and that's so what is that? Can you explain that to us?
It was actually started originally by Matilda Cuomo, and Judge Ackerman brought it to Cahoes and just crushed it. You know, like she was over it.
So yeah, tell us what the program is.
So basically,
what it does.
Like young teens, early 20s, get in trouble, like throw a brick through a window,
right?
Like steal something, like not going to school, crimes and different things.
Yeah.
So instead of sending them to jail,
so at-risk youth.
Yeah, at-risk youth. Instead of sending them to jail, they go into this program where they work with probation, their school guidance counselor, and then they get assigned a mentor to work, and then and then Judge Ackerman, they go to court and report, like, you know, like my first dude, this is my second year. Actually, it'll be my third year doing it. You get one person for the whole year,
right?
One mentee for the year, and you meet once a week. Try to learn like about them and ask them about it.
Right, get to know them.
And they have to do it. Then they go to court, so it's everybody working together to give these kids another chance instead of just locking them up. And
second opportunity.
Yeah, and
it was super huge when we were talking about it before. Like to me, like that, you know, it was just it was real good to hear that you're involved in something like that, you know, because you don't hear a lot of people that do shit like that.
Well, Irv, like we said before, Irv
never
is
heard of the program.
super active in the community over in Albany. Tell us a little bit about that, bro. Like, it's like, how is it going over there? How is Albany making progress, or are we still in a situation where it's still rebounding? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like just a couple of years back, like shit was wild over there, bro. Like,
yeah,
shit
it's still wild, man. It's I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people that care and want to do good, but just don't know how to go about it. You know, there's so many years of neglect and, you know, stress,
collusion,
and abuse,
a lot of fucking abuse.
You know, experiments ran on you and shit. Like, you live by power plants, like you know what I mean? Like, it's just not a good situation. So it's tough, man. But it's just, you know, we make gains on buildings and rehab and selling properties, but it's the community has a lot of issues that have to be dealt with. So it makes it hard. And then you have the economics of it all, where it's like, you know, the money's like, I want to live in these neighborhoods now. So, you know, if you're poor now, you're going to move out of your neighborhood. Where are you going to go? You know, you've been there 50 years or whatever.
Your whole life.
So it's, you know, I think it's going to continue. I don't have the answers.
Right.
But,
of course.
Yeah, I don't have all the answers. But I do think the kids down there in these neighborhoods deserve better.
Yeah.
You know, so
they definitely do. Most definitely.
And that's really the only reason why I do what I do for the community is like, I remember being a kid in shitty neighborhoods, you know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah, bro.
Well, that's to me that resonated because, you know, that's super huge. You don't get a lot of people that want to turn around and do things like that, man. And that's
be super involved, bro. Like,
that's why it sat with me when we originally talked about you coming on.
I was a juvenile delinquent, bro. Like, My dad was always coming to get me from court.
Bro, I grew up the
like,
same way.
I don't know.
I was raised bad
maybe
influence.
I was just too.
I was a saint.
Maybe
I was raised
just too
a saint.
active.
Yo, I was constantly blamed.
What are you pointing at me for? I'm a saint.
No, I was,
I'm
bro,
a saint.
dude, I was constantly blamed for all of the trouble that we got into as kids. Like,
First off, because it was true. It was always
most
your
of
fault.
it, most of it was true.
It was
You were
always
active,
your fault.
bro. You were active.
I was.
Yeah.
I got busy when I was
Right.
busy.
It was,
I know,
all, it was
man.
all your fault.
I wouldn't change it though.
No, dude, it's
Same.
part.
Yeah.
But talking about those at-risk youth, bro, is just like these are second opportunities that not everybody's usually given. You know what I mean? And especially kids of color, man, because dude, let's be real here. Like, dude, you're already down one. You know what I mean? Especially in the community, especially with police, especially with, you know what I mean, all this other stuff.
And you get held to a different standard. It's just not
for
it's
real.
not right.
But at the same time, like, it's huge to see people, like, I don't know if you heard or not, because you are involved in all of that stuff. But two friends of ours, and I'm not going to name drop them right now because I don't know where they are with their plans with it. They're opening a gym in North Albany. I think it is North or South. Maybe I can't remember.
I want to say it was near the port.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah. But they're opening a gym, bro. That's like a MMA gym, and it's totally free.
Well, not only
100% free.
MMA,
It's
but
gonna
also
have
like strength and endurance.
strength,
and stuff like that,
strength and
like,
conditioning. Fucking
Ba-
it's gonna be a literal gym,
Yeah.
bro. Like a literal gym, and it's gonna be free for these people out there. And it's two of our friends that are super involved in Albany. I'm sure you can probably guess which one one of them is. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I'm not sure where they're at with their process right now. But I know that they were close to locking down a place and opening, like, or like getting the finals on opening. So
I want to say they had it locked down.
I'll link you guys together afterwards. But like, these are things that more people need to do. Like, and it sucks with COVID right now because we can't do shit like that. But
I know, man.
Right, but even just the idea, even just the idea, just even the thought process of sitting there and being like, you know what, there's something that I can do
something good.
Even if you don't think you have something to contribute, everybody has something to contribute. If there's something that you could tell somebody that you wish you would have gotten told, you know, back in the day or when you were growing up, man, like that could go a huge way for somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's it, man. Like, you know, the mentor thing is, like, I had people when I was a fucking knucklehead. Not that I'm not now.
I was about to say,
not that I'm not now, but
like
I had, but at the
know
same
if you've
time, I
talked
had
to you,
certain
but I
people
do.
that I could relate to that had been through it. You know what I mean? So, like, with the mentor program, it's like, okay, look, bro, this is just part of the learning process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a different view on life.
Yeah,
you know,
my last mentee, like, he was doing good, but he was just like, he was like a young kid from the Bronx, black kid, got in some trouble, whatever. Said it was his cousin. Like, doing good, like going to a job. Like, the judge got him a job. He went to the job and was like, I said, hey, you go to work? He's like, yeah, I didn't like it. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, bro, she got you the job. Like, go there. He's like, nah, the restaurant was dirty.
What?
And I'm just working.
How old is he?
He was 18. No, he had a mom, but dad wasn't around. Like, good kid. And then
Not a lot of structure.
he just none. And his uncle was like his main dude, but his uncle, like, the judge is walking up the street in Cohoes, and he's like, "Hey, hot tits!" Like,
oh shit.
And then she turns around and sees my kid, and she's like,
the judge said that
he was super embarrassed,
Well,
but
for sure.
she's like, this is the quality of person he's hanging out with.
Was he embarrassed in hindsight? Because obviously it came out his mouth. That's
But I think this is something that he had programmed him, like, or whatever his environment was.
He didn't have the tools.
But that's what I'm saying is whatever his environment was where his mindset went.
And it's
You know
like,
what I mean? It's the same one for any
I'm
of
just
us.
trying to kick it with him, but like, that environment was too much. Like, he just disappeared. Like, I still haven't heard.
Bro, it's overwhelming.
Like, he violated probation, all of that.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, bro, especially for these kids that, like, make a bad decision.
Yeah.
And then it's like, trust me, I made one. I just made a big one not too long ago.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, being 30 years old at the time, it was like, fuck, why now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't this have happened earlier in my life? But at the same time, I still needed to learn that lesson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still needed to learn something from that. You know what I mean? And these kids is like you have the opportunity to change now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, some of the kids just the other lifestyle's too easy. It's too easy. My nephew's the same way.
Just something you just will never help.
Bro, it's like my nephew, man. You know, Xavier. He the dude don't want to fucking work. You know what I mean? Like he just he don't want to work, bro. I've got him jobs, like you know what I mean? It's like if it's like something he can do driving, like he would rather do that. But like nah, dude. The work ethic is like it's just miss me with that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of us some of the young folks are just like, screw it, man, chill. But I'm like, yo, you gotta live, bro.
You gotta get busy, bro.
You gotta do something. Yeah, you gotta do something.
Yeah, there's so much to do, man. There's so much more.
I know, man. There's so many people out there doing good stuff too, man. You know, it's just like, and at the same time, I'm like, why do us young people have to be out there? This should be fixed already.
Yeah.
Like, at least better than it is.
Yeah.
You know, we should be living a different life.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's one thing I agree with. That Greta Thunberg with is that like the fate of our future is in the hands of these old timers. You know what I mean? It's like why you're gonna be dead and gone when we're dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what the fuck, dude?
And that's that old power structure and bloodlines, bro. Yeah. Seriously, they won't let go. We should just do that because it's dope.
Yeah.
Like, let's not pollute the fucking ocean. Like, it don't have to be about climate change and nothing. No, like, but we should just do it.
But that's disgusting shit. We're shitting where we sleep.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, but how many people, like you said earlier, you know, how many people are sitting there like, it don't affect me right now. The fuck do I care? You know?
Yeah, but that's when you got dudes like, and that's what I love is the rebound is the other people that say, you know what, I'm gonna invent this fucking machine that goes into the ocean and collects fucking plastic and garbage. You know what I mean? Like, so it's tough, man, because some people don't give a fuck.
Bro,
some people don't care.
Right up here, across from the raceway.
Yep. What, the tail race? Or what? In Saratoga.
No, it's right here on Saratoga Street.
Okay.
They're burning PFOAs.
Really?
Like those.
You're talking about the
in Cohoes, right?
Yeah.
What's the name? I forget the name of the company.
Yeah, I can't remember.
What are they? What are they burning?
They're burning.
I was reading the article.
They're burning this firefighter foam.
What the fuck?
But it's releasing PFOAs, which are these carcinogens.
What the fuck?
So maybe I want to say 5-6 years ago, Hoosick Falls, this company back in the day was pumping out these PFOAs.
Oh, that's the shit that destroyed their water.
Destroyed their water, bro. And destroyed their real estate. Like, any house with a well was like...
Now it's making sense, bro, because it's like I remember hearing that, like PFOAs.
It was a huge story. You had to know
definitely.
It.
So that was back in February. I'm pulling up the link right now
for just in Cohoes, right? Yep. So they're burning it. So these scientists come in, they do a test around their facility in Cohoes is PFOAs in the water, in the dirt.
What the fuck?
So like we live close to that. Like, I'm in Waterville. I didn't even know they were burning.
Yeah, that's...
So, like, you're burning, like, the wind blowing, I'm outside. Carrying? Like, how's it carrying? Like, who gave them authority to do this? Like...
That's crazy.
And it's right in our backyard. And so, like, that can't happen.
No,
so, like,
hell no, bro.
I got to mobilize on that because that's crazy. And
so it's Norlight.
Norlight, that's the name of it.
Yeah, and that's absurd to me is how do you get permission to do something like that?
Well, technically they didn't. That's why they're facing.
Oh, so they're in trouble for it. Okay, that makes sense. Good.
Because they didn't get permission.
Well, good.
But they made millions of dollars on it.
For sure.
Right, because they were
fuck everybody
who lives. People that were doing it.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody lives here.
Oh, all right, you do it. Okay, let me give it to you.
Yeah. So like now you're just like, who runs that? Who owns that company? Is there subsidiaries to bigger companies? Like, you know what I mean? Like. It's just so much, and it's in our backyard. It's just a dangerous thing for the environment.
And that's the thing, man, is that's what I was saying with the 5G stuff is like, I don't know if I really subscribe to it being like what everybody says it is, but it's the same thing. You're putting something into the environment that wasn't there before, and it's affecting something. Yeah, the carcinogens are a lot worse. You're probably giving people cancer. You know what I mean? Like, fucking bad, too.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, what's the definition of a PFOA?
Yeah. Scientific name.
Just so that, just so that way anybody that's listening can just got
let
a
me.
little bit of clarification.
So like, I have the article right here, but I don't think it says the.
I had this sick house in Hoosick Falls for sale for like $10K. It
Ooh.
was like worth like 80, but it had the well.
Yeah.
Dead, not one person.
Bro.
Like, and it's nice out there. It's a small town, but
That's beautiful
wrecked
out
it,
there.
bro.
It's beautiful out
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
it's so disgusting, man. Like what they did to it. It's and Hoosick Falls is like really fucking nice, bro.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's just right there, right before Vermont.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's chill. It's quaint. You know what I mean? And it's fucking disgusting because they have no clean water. Yeah, but like Flint, bro. Flint's been fucking.
Yeah.
We're talking about
still. I'm almost positive, dude. They still have not fixed that fucking problem over there.
No.
Yeah, why would they?
No, I think there's.
Why wouldn't you?
Well,
yeah, like
you get what I'm saying.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
You're supposed to.
Bro.
It's the right thing to do.
Yo, Obama was in on that too. Like as in office on that. Like he didn't really do much on that.
Yeah, well, that was the only one thing that I could agree with what Trump said about the pandemic and being like prepared is like, well, what administration was? You know what I mean? Not so much just Obama's, but what administration really was.
Yeah.
Like it's nobody says we're gonna have everybody get infected and we're gonna have all of this alleged
Everybody
hospital capacity.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you really can't. Once it's going, dude.
And then you want to have faith. Like government is this big thing. They got these fancy jets and shit.
Yeah.
Like that, they would be more prepared too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, which kind of takes away. Like, damn, y'all wasn't ready for nothing, huh?
Well, and that's where it kind of feels like a one of those bait and switches. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so this is what we're gonna give you, and then back here, like, did you guys see what Canada just did with all the assault rifles? Like, they just banned like over like 1,500 styles of assault weapons.
What do they do with the ones?
Basically, what they did. So check this shit out. Well, basically, what Canada did was they had everybody. They sent out their shit, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we just want to know what you have." Right, and like so, people fucking actually told the government what they had, like registered their shit. You know what I mean?
Weapons.
Yeah, so they register the weapons. I'll tag you guys in the articles later. But it basically they register their weapons, bro, and then fucking Canada, Trudeau or whatever the fuck his name is, comes out and says, you know what, we're banning X amount of fucking.
We're gonna come get them too.
Of assault weapons, and you have to turn them in. So people are like registering these weapons, bro, and they're like, "What? What do you mean you got a fucking AR fucking 15 assault style?"
On a personal level, shit ever gets weird in this fucking country like that, dude, I will be a person on the front line, like, yo,
dude,
go fuck yourself.
Your red-blooded Americans are too proud.
Oh, so I'm red-blooded American because I'm like, yo, you ain't taking my fucking shit?
No, I'm not saying
that.
He's
got the Buffalo Bills hat on, bro. He's not playing around.
Word. But you know what I mean. Like, there's just that Second Amendment base fucking.
No, we're not hearing it.
You know what I mean? That's not happening, dude. They're
Although Democrats will do it.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll
try.
There'll be serious problems.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's just like any gun grab.
I know. Maybe that's. Yeah, that's the setup. I didn't know how. So did he do it by himself, like executive order?
They passed the law. So like basically with all this quarantine shit and the COVID shit, like they backdoored the law.
Creepy.
They backdoored the law and said, okay, well these are the styles that you have to get rid of. So like if you fall into this criteria, now they got your address. Now they know what the fuck you have, you dumbass. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well no, I got rid of that fucking bazooka.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This RPM, like fucking.
Yo, cats got crazy shit in the U.S.
Yeah, bro,
it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, dude. Listen, let me tell you something. Bro. I was fucking with them boys out in New Hampshire, bro. Them dudes were maniacs, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody open carried 2 tree guns, and then fucking dudes were playing with explosives all the time. And I'm like, dude, you guys are fucking nuts, bro. I was like, and this is live free.
Not to go into detail, dude, but it's not far fetched here in New York either.
No,
people holding in this state.
No, man, definitely not.
Definitely, dude. Fucking. So yeah, like I mean.
So PFOA though, by the way, according to WebMD, is also known as a fluorocatonic acid, if I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully I am.
You're not.
It's a man-made chemical You'll find it in products that resist sticking, heat, water, stains, and grease. It doesn't give you necessarily like the main ingredients, but apparently it's found in Teflon.
Sweet. Breathe that shit in.
Certain cookwares.
Yeah.
So I can't see that being good.
That's kind of, yeah.
Imagine one of those copper-made pans that they're like, oh yeah, nothing sticks to it, and you're just sitting there burning it off in your nose.
In our blood.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's fucking it's crop dusting and all that other crazy shit, bro. You don't even know. So what is it?
Well, it's just I mean,
chemtrails.
Yeah, dude. That's even crazy too. I can't believe we didn't get into that topic.
Well, we will eventually. And I'm sure Irv will be back a couple more times, dude. It's a lot of fun.
I definitely want to come back.
We'll probably.
So how do you feel about this though? You having fun, man?
Yeah, you dig it, bro?
Man, this is awesome, bro.
It's so fun, right?
I needed this,
bro. I'm
this
is
good, like man. Super therapy.
Listen,
right
we're super happy you came, bro. Obviously,
I was excited to get you on.
To all of our listeners, obviously, we said Irv was going to be our first guest, and he is, and we hope to have you back again.
Number one, anytime.
You guys want to let's shout outs real quick, get it out the way. We'll probably start wrapping up. So first, I want to give a plug to Irv. Irv, what you got? Venture Energy
Venture Realty Solutions and Clean Environmental Solutions.
And you guys can be found on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, yes, and Instagram.
Awesome.
Yes.
So follow that page, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Ray, you got any shout outs for anybody?
Just same as always. Keep liking, listening, and being about it.
Nice. Everybody like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Definitely hit those likes.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Nonsensical Knowledge. For anyone interested in supporting our podcast with a monthly donation / subscription, please visit anchor.fm/nkpodcast2020/support. This, as always, helps ensure that we can keep chopping it up and releasing more content. This link can also be found in our Spotify description. Be sure to stop by and like and subscribe to our YouTube page at Nonsensical Knowledge, and also check out our Twitter at NKPodcast2020 and our Facebook at Nonsensical Knowledge for more updates, information, and content. For questions, comments, and information regarding the podcast, feel free to email us at nkpodcast@outlook.com. Gentlemen, till next time, see you guys later.
Adios, amigos.
Peace.